Hello and welcome to part 68 of my Let's Plat of WWE 2K16. That's right, it's not a typo in the title, it's a Let's Plat because we're going to be earning the Platinum Trophy.
The following Fatal 4-Way contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring, from England, Jack Awesome!
The roar in this building can be heard from the street.
Man, these Fatal 4-Way matches are so unpredictable. There's almost no way to pick a winner with any sort of confidence.
Yep, you heard it right. We're in a Fatal 4-Way match at Night of Champions, and despite it being Night of Champions now, we are not in a title match. This is not for any championship, unfortunately. As with the last couple of episodes, another month has passed, so I'll do a quick recap of what's happened over the previous month throughout the entrances and probably the opening of the match as well. But it's a Fatal 4-Way, so I imagine it'll take a little while, this match, so we'll have plenty of time to do a recap.
And approaching the ring, from Hollywood, Florida, weighing in at 218 pounds, Dolph Ziggler!
You know, sometimes a superstar just has that look in his eye. And this is one of those times. Well, if this were a popularity contest, this guy would have already won.
But it's not, King. Anyway, right, so in the last episode, I actually included the first Raw after SummerSlam in the show, in the episode, in the video. So if you haven't watched part 67, make sure you're up to date with the series. You know, it is a series, it does follow on, so go give it a watch. Anyway, on the SmackDown of that same week, the first SmackDown of September, the authority order was simply to have a 3-star match or above, which wasn't, it didn't sound too hard, except for the fact that it was a 3-on-1 handicap match against Luke Harper, Fandango, and Goldust. So, yeah, we lost. We got a 5-star match actually, and we lost by pin. But before I tell you about that,
From Calgary, Alberta, Canada, weighing in at 204 pounds, Tyson Kidd!
Well, this superstar has all the tools needed to win this one. Now let's see if he can put them together.
Whoa, looking to be in phenomenal shape heading into this one.
so this is a bit of a wrestling purist dream match so far, isn't it? With Dolph Ziggler and Tyson Kidd involved. Anyway, yeah, in that handicap match on SmackDown, we got a little bit screwed. It was one of those dodgy pinfalls where I think you've seen it a couple of times on my channel actually, where it's actually made it through onto the channel. Where there's been, like, the bar just hasn't filled up for me to be able to kick out. It's been impossible to kick out of that pin. So I wasn't happy about that. But we got a 5-star match, so if you're not sure what I mean, it's going to be on the second channel. So make sure you go and subscribe over there, and then you can check it out when it goes up. Anyway, who is the last participant in this match? Well, it is... Probably can't really hear that. You probably can't really hear that. Here he is.
And approaching the ring, from Preston, England, weighing in at 246 pounds, Bad News Barrett!
This guy will settle for nothing short of a victory here tonight.
Fatal 4-Ways are such a unique environment, Michael. You really have to have eyes in the back of your head.
Right, okay, so yeah, we've got Bad News Barrett. So it's me against Dolph Ziggler, against Tyson Kidd, against Bad News Barrett, which is a bit odd because we're actually in a rivalry, if you remember from last episode, with Chris Jericho. So you go ahead and figure out why that is. Anyway, the second Raw of September, the authority order was to get our opponent's body into red damage, which we did. And in fact, it was a Tornado Tag Team match with me and Seth Rollins taking on Kevin Owens and Chris Jericho, our rival, who for some reason we're not facing here tonight. Oh, that didn't go well, did it, that start? Oh well. And it was a bit, I wasn't sure, it's a bit of a vague instruction, so I made sure both opponents had red body health before we finished the match. That was a good match. I can't remember, I stopped writing down for some reason exactly how many stars matches were, but it was definitely a really good match. So if it was a 5-star match, that'll be up on the second channel. You'll just have to check out the second channel and see what matches ended up on there, I suppose, because I actually don't know off the top of my head how many stars it was. It might even be showing you on screen at the moment. Oh, it might not. I've put a lot of planning into this, as you can tell, guys. As you can tell. Anyway, on the following SmackDown, we had a match against Jack Swagger. Oh, as we kicked Tyson Kidd's head off. That we won by pin. The authority order was to hit 3 top rope moves in the match, which we did. And then, as I said, beaten by pin. Again, can't remember how good that match was. I don't think that was a 5-star match, but I think it was alright. Probably about 3.5 or something like that. That's around average. Then on Raw, we had a rematch, except this time it wasn't a tornado tag match. It was a straight up tag match with me and Seth Rollins against Kevin Owens and Chris Jericho again. So that was another good match. What was it? The authority order was to win with red leg health, which is a bit. I'm not a fan of the orders like that because, to be honest, the computer just never targets your legs. So, like, you know, it's almost impossible to actually complete some of these orders because the computer's never actually going to damage your legs that much. Oh god, I've done that move. Oh well, never mind. So I'm not really a fan of that. I actually failed. We lost by count out. I was fighting Jericho outside the ring, and at the count of about 7, when I had Jericho down. I mean, I wasn't planning on winning by count out. Oh dear, no! Oh, he kicked out. Good. Ziggler just nearly won the match. But yeah, I wasn't planning on winning by count out. I was about to, after the move I was just doing, I was going to climb back in the ring and climb back out and carry on the match. And then Kevin Owens climbs down and just starts beating me up, and then Jericho managed to get into the ring on a count of 9. So I actually got screwed out of that match a little bit, which wasn't very nice. That's twice this month I've been done over a little bit. But hey ho, what can you do? What can you do? Right, so let's get Tyson Kidd into this ring post. There he is. Bounce his head. Boom, of that. Right, so yeah, so we got done over by count out, which wasn't pleasant, but you know, it happens, doesn't it? Right, on the following SmackDown, we had to try and win our match after taking a signature move, after being hit with a signature. So we managed that. We beat Dolph Ziggler in a 3.5-star match. I started writing down the stars again at one point, it would seem. So we beat. Oh, sorry, my mistake. We did not beat Dolph Ziggler. Sorry, that was the following week on SmackDown. We beat Dolph Ziggler and Bad News Barrett in a triple threat match. In fact, which is interesting because they're both in this match now. So it's almost like the computer's got confused as to who or what we're in a rivalry with, and seems to want us to be in a rivalry with both Dolph Ziggler and Bad News Barrett. Kick in the face of that. Right, so we switched. We're going fighting Bad News Barrett because I'm sick of being worried about losing the match because we're outside the ring. There we go, let's do this next flip. So yeah, we pinned Ziggler, and like I say, it was a 3.5-star match. Usually triple threat matches tend to be 5-star matches on this game, but to be honest, because the challenge was to get hit with a signature and then win, I just left them to it for half the match, you know, so one of them could build up a signature, so I could get hit with it. So I think the first move I actually took in the match was Dolph Ziggler's super kick. So that was interesting. That was fun. But yeah, it's not going to make it onto the second channel because it wasn't a 5-star match, quite frankly. The fourth Raw, so this week, if you like, in game, 6 days ago. No, you're not pinning me. We got given the order to reverse a signature. So on SmackDown, we had to get hit by a signature. On Raw, we had to reverse one. And we were fighting Goldust. We actually got a 5-star match and beat him. So double result there. That was lovely, beaten by pin. But oh, that's a point. Yeah, I remember this match. We reversed Goldust's signature and his finisher, and didn't get the authority order, so I'm thinking of putting in a complaint to 2K, to be honest, because, well, I really should have got that. I really should have got that. I mean, not that they could do anything, but just to make them aware of the default because I definitely reversed both moves. It's a 5-star match, so it's going to be up on the second channel, so it'll be proven that I definitely reversed both. And you guys will all be able to see that, and so will 2K if I send it to them. So I'm strongly considering doing that because I was outraged that I didn't get that. I was, you know, I was certain I was getting it. It didn't cross my mind that I might not because, you know, I've done what they asked me to do. Right, let's get this super kick on Tyson Kidd and try and win the match. So just before I win the match really quickly, there we go, crawl into the pin. You know, after I win the match, I'll tell you about the final match. We won! 3.5 stars, not spectacular. Never mind.
Here's your winner, Jack Awesome!
Very nicely done, and a very important victory. If I'm Tyson Kidd, I take this loss and use it as motivation for the next time out. Guys, I think this Nashville crowd is in awe over witnessing such an incredible performance.
Okay, so the final SmackDown, the final show before Night of Champions, we had to win the match with our head health still on green, which we did. We beat Dolph Ziggler by countout, the usual trick when you need that. It wasn't quite as straightforward as usual. It's a 3.5 star match. It was decent. Oh, I forgot all about that. I got so carried away with doing the recap, I completely forgot about that. I wasn't looking forward to doing that one, actually. I'm not too devastated that I didn't do it. But yeah, we beat Dolph Ziggler by countout, and then we came into Night of Champions, and we won a Fatal 4-Way by pin. Now, there's one more order of business to take care of on Night of Champions, so let's do it.
Please welcome my guest tonight,
Jack Awesome.
Let's talk about what happened out there tonight.
Let's not.
The Authority has been very active lately. Do you have any thoughts on them?
Oh, generic question, blah, 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 blah. I love the Authority because I'm a heel.
The Authority runs this place, and I'm glad they do. Without them, the WWE would fall into pieces. If they ever need more help, I'm here. They just better throw something my way, if you know what I mean.
Thanks for the time. Back to you.
You're welcome. Oh, guys, I messed up. I forgot to set myself on the interference. I was going to get involved in this match because, one, it's my rival, Chris Jericho, who for some reason isn't fighting me. And two, it's Chris Jericho, The Rock. I was going to get involved and actually, you know, be at ringside, not attacking during his entrance, interfere in the match kind of thing, and try and help The Rock win. Not that he probably needed my help, but he didn't. He won, didn't he? But yeah, I messed up. My bad. That was what the other order of business was. One more thing to mention, which I'll show you at the end of the video, is I actually earned a trophy during the month build-up to this match. And I can't remember for the life of me. It might have been in the triple threat match with Ziggler and Barrett, but don't quote me on that. But it might have been in the Tornado tag against Owens and... in fact, yeah, it was. It was in the Tornado tag against Kevin Owens and Jericho. I got a trophy for winning a match by Dirty Pin. I actually pinned Kevin Owens with my feet on the ropes. And I didn't even realise that was a trophy. Otherwise, I wouldn't have done it because I'd have done it in a pay-per-view match where you guys would have seen it. Or, you know, I'd have done it at least in a commentated match. And I made a point of getting that trophy. So, apologies for that. But I'll tag it on the end of the video. Just that little clip of me getting that... getting that trophy for you, so you've not missed too many trophies, not missed me earning too many trophies, because it is a Let's Plat, so if you're watching this on how to get the trophies, I don't really want to skip them. Anyway, leave a like on the video if you're not bothered by me messing up and not ending up with Rock versus Jericho. Leave a comment telling me how stupid I am. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new here. Don't forget to tell your friends, share with your friends if you think they'd like it, which they would. Don't forget to subscribe to the new WWE channel I'm running, and don't forget that there's nothing else to forget. Don't forget to stick around and watch the last trophy get earned. Let's say that's what I meant to say. But for now, all I have left to say is thank you very much for watching. As always, I've been Ibeza, you've been amazing, and I will see you next time.
Clearly not afraid to stick with a good thing here, right, Cole?
Even ain't broke, don't fix it.
Well, the trick sometimes when you get outside the ring is survival. The match becomes almost secondary when you get near all these dangerous objects.
Oh no, the brain buster. A foggy mind can't be far behind.
No kidding, that brain buster will put you out for weeks.
How much damage did that do?
He could pin his opponent.
What's he doing? Stop the count, ref. 1, 2, 3.
Man, oh man.
He got it!
Here are your